Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday edition of Daily Betslip. Welcome to the month of December. It's December 1st. We're in the final month of 2022. More importantly, I'm in the final month of being in my 20s, which scares me. But yeah, let's talk about sports. Let's talk about betting on sports.
Got real existential real fast.
It did. It did. I just reminded myself of that, and I get depressed every time I think about it. 27 days left to be in my 20s. That's not related to this show whatsoever, though. We got some sports to talk about. I have two NHL picks. I got a college basketball pick for tonight. Donnavan, you got three picks for the one NBA game for tonight. Then we're going to give out our best bets for the knockout stage, or at least the early games of the knockout stage in the World Cup. Crazy day of action today. Shout out Japan for winning their group. Germany eliminated for the second straight World Cup after winning the World Cup in 2014. I think someone just screamed outside my window. That's weird. And then the Bills and Patriots Thursday night football game tonight is obviously our game tonight. Game of the night tonight. So we're going to talk about that. Let's dive. We got, I think, three community picks to get through. Donnavan, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing fantastic. I think the only thing that I need right now, we talked about it before. I need a quick little nap before a quick little nap before Thursday night football. But once that happens, going to be ready to go for Thursday night.
Yes, it's been an exhausting day to be on the internet. So why don't we dive into our community picks here and let's get through our show. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens today here. Coming in from Cody Wells, you got the pick in on time today. Thank you, Cody. Milwaukee -6 against Green Bay. Little college basketball action here. A little in-state rivalry. How about that? Milwaukee's a bad team, Cody says, but Green Bay is really bad. They rank 358th in adjusted efficiency margin out of 363, 352nd in adjusted offensive and defensive efficiency. Milwaukee's 126th in rebounding, while Green Bay is 359th. Great breakdown by you, Cody. I agree with everything that you said. I will not fight you on it. I will take Milwaukee with you. I got to say, my cat, Daisy, there's a bed in this room. She sleeps in it all day, every day. The moment I get on camera and start talking, she starts demanding attention. She just loves being in front of the camera. I did a BetQL spot today, and she wouldn't leave me alone. So once again, she was asleep 30 seconds ago. She's up in front of me. She loves the camera, I guess. I assume you don't have any thoughts on Milwaukee.
No, I actually do.
Okay, let's.
Yeah,
awesome.
Listen, I agree with it. Green Bay. They're 0-6 this year. They haven't lost a game by single digits. All of their losses have been by at least 10 points. They're getting blown out every single night. I will gladly join you and Cody in fading the Green Bay Phoenix tonight.
Oh, there we go. Ooh, Green Bay Phoenix. I like it. So there you go. All three of us. We'll all back Cody here. Let's take Milwaukee -6. Let's bring up the next community pick here. We're coming in from Practical Picks. Youngstown State -1. They're 5-1 against the spread, while Northern Kentucky 1-5. Give me the damn Penguins. Penguins is one of the better mascots in my opinion. A little Youngstown State. Where is Youngstown, Donnavan?
It sounds like an East Coast school. I'm gonna say Virginia.
Is that what I'm gonna guess? I'm gonna guess Delaware. Youngstown State is in Ohio.
Dang.
This is become a new recurring segment on the show. It started with Ben yesterday's. Guess where this college basketball team is located.
That's great. That's great. But by the way, this is great content.
Yes. Both of us wrong for the first one. I like the Practical Picks. Not a game that I looked at, but I trust you. You're always sending in good picks. Always giving me good picks on Twitter, so I'll tail you on this one. And if this loses, I will hunt you down. How about that? All right, let's. We got one more community pick for tonight. I think it's an NHL one.
It is. It is an NHL.
Do we have it? Oh, there we go. Okay, we do have it. Jimmy the Sharp. Avs 3-way -110. Oh for blood after getting worked 5-0 by Winnipeg, and Sabres playing back-to-back off an OT shootout win in Detroit. No gas in the tank. So 3-way money line in NHL, if you don't know, needs to not go to overtime. I haven't bet on a game involving the Colorado Avalanche this year. They're a little bit of a tough team to really get a feel for with Gabriel Landeskog out. They're not the same now that Nazem Kadri is in Calgary. I still haven't quite figured them out. They're not bad at anything this year, and they're not great, but I do feel like they're being a little bit overvalued because they're defending champs, but they have not played as well as they played last year. I will say be careful with the reasoning when placing a bet on, they've lost their last game. Now they're going to come out for, they're out for blood. I don't really think that plays a huge role into.
That's not your bag.
No,
I mean, not your bag.
Listen, I'm a numbers guy. These teams, it's not like they're playing at 100% every game. It's not like they're like, oh, we lost last game, so now we have to try harder tonight. This isn't, your local basketball league at the YMCA. This is the NHL. They're going to try their hardest every single night, no matter what the result of the last game was. So, but hey, whatever floats your boat. If it works, it works.
Yeah.
This is not an NHL game I'm betting on tonight. I'm staying away from this one.
Yeah, I think this one it's a little tricky because the Sabres, even though that they're 3-6-1 in their last 10 games, but they're in the bottom 4 of the Atlantic Division. But something that I think is interesting is that out of those bottom 4 teams, they're the only one with a positive goal differential.
Oh, great point.
And so this may be a sneaky chance for you to bet on the Sabres and get a win there.
Yes, the Sabres, I agree. They have actually been performing better than their record indicates. Tage Thompson has been kind of the surprise player of the season. I think he has like 16 goals and 16 assists already, or maybe not that many. Maybe it's like 12 and 12. Mm-hmm. So he's been good. I did bet on the Sabres last night when they beat the Red Wings in a shootout. But like I said, I just can't get a feel for Avalanche, so I just have not bet on or against them all season, and I'm not going to start that tonight. So best of luck to you, Jimmy the Sharp. I believe in you. I'm going to stay away, though. Like I said, I think I need to see Gabriel Landeskog back in the lineup before I bet on Avalanche games, and that's not going to happen probably until January. He's probably going to be able to. So good luck to you, though, my friend. I have 3 NHL picks. One of them I'm not giving out on the show, which is Carolina Hurricanes. So I'll just let you know what it is right now. But check out my article on BetSided if you want to see why I like that one. But I got 2 other NHL picks that I will give it on the show and a college basketball play. Like I said earlier, Donovan, you got 3 plays for the same NBA game. So, hey, if you want to bet on tonight's NBA game, Donovan's got a little bit of everything for you on that game, which is what? The Mavericks and Pistons?
Yes, sir. Dallas Mavericks, Detroit Pistons. A very nasty matchup. But like you said, I do have three plays on the game tonight. So we are heavily invested in the lone game.
All right. So then why don't you start us off and let us know your first play on that game?
Yeah, so my first play is going to start at the very beginning. I'm taking the Mavericks first quarter spread -2.5 against the Pistons. The Mavericks are one of the best first quarter teams in the league. They scored 30 points. They averaged 30 points per first quarter. The Pistons are one of the worst offenses in the league. They're one of the worst first quarter offenses in the league as well. They're only scoring 26.7 points per first quarter. So this is a much better team in Dallas overall than Detroit. I think that they're going to come out hot. They're going to jump out fast like they normally do. And the problem with the Mavericks, they haven't been able to cover a lot this year, but that's mainly been because of what happens after the first quarter, because they start on fire a lot of times. So I will take the first quarter spread tonight.
All right, first of 3 bets from Donovan, starting with the start of the game, the first quarter spread -2.5. Ben had 2 first quarter plays in the NBA last night, and I think both of them hit. I know his Sacramento Kings one hit.
Yes,
I believe his other ones did too.
He had the Celtics -2.5 against the Heat.
Yes,
and the Celtics won that quarter 38-35.
Beautiful. There you go, Donovan on his A game today. I was not ready with that. Yeah, so there you go. So these, if you want some first quarter bets, Daily Betslip is the place to get them. We've been hot with them. Let's stay hot with that one tonight. My first NHL pick for tonight, I'm looking at the Golden Knights, and the Penguins are going to go over 6.5 in that one. Even money here. The 2 of the best offenses in the NHL here being sported tonight. 9th and 10th in goals scored per game. And even though they're 9th and 10th in goals scored per game, if you actually look at expected goals per game, they actually should be scoring even more. And neither of their defenses have been as good as their offenses, specifically the Penguins, are allowing 3.14 goals per game. That's 17th in the NHL. So I expect a little bit of a shootout tonight between the Golden Knights and the Penguins, and you can still get to that plus money. So I like that for my favorite total bet in the NHL tonight. Donovan, let's go back to NBA. What's your second play for the Mavericks and Pistons?
My second play is I'm taking Spencer Dinwiddie over 16.5 points. This is a line that I actually backed in their last game against the Warriors. And it was on the way to hitting. Spencer Dinwiddie had 14 points in the third quarter and then got ejected for a flagrant 2 foul. He was trying to make a Euro step on Jordan Poole, gave him an elbow to the jaw, so they kicked him out before the fourth quarter started, and our night was done. But the line is the same against the Pistons. I'm going right back to the well. If he does not get ejected tonight, I fully expect him to do this. He's been shooting pretty well all year long from distance. So I think with just a couple threes and again and a full game at it, I like him to clear this line.
All right, you've given us first quarter play, now a player prop, Spencer Dinwiddie over 16.5 points. My second NHL pick for tonight, I'm going at the late slate here. I'm going to take the LA Kings on the puck line. I've been kind of staying away from puck lines this season, but I like it tonight, plus 105 against the Coyotes. I've tried to fade the Coyotes, or I did try to fade the Coyotes a lot early in the season because they are, and I don't think many people can argue this, the worst team in the NHL, but I kept losing because for like the first 3 weeks of the year, they were the best shooting team in the league, and it wasn't even close. They just could not miss when they were shooting. So I stopped betting against them, but now their shooting has completely cooled down. They're now 16th in shooting percentage over their last 10 games. So now that their shooting has cooled down, I think now is the time to get back to fading them because, like I said, the worst team in the NHL, dead last in Corsi percentage, dead last in expected goals for, dead last in high danger scoring chances, 26th in expected goals against, 27th in expected goals against, 26th in high danger scoring chances allowed. They stink. So I will take the LA Kings. I will get back on the fade the Coyotes train starting tonight on the puck line, plus 105.
Like it. Okay, nice.
Rich B, hold on really quick. Rich B chimes in. Why not start out with what you got right wrong the night before? Richmond and Boston College stunk. I don't hide for my losses. I took Richmond on the money line, a bit of a dark horse upset pick. Toledo shot the lights out against them, which I didn't expect. And and I even said it yesterday on the show when I gave out Boston College, the under between them and Nebraska. I said I was scared about the pick because it seems like every time I bet on an under in college basketball, both teams start shooting like the Golden State Warriors from 2017, and that's what happened. Both of them were shooting close to 10% better than their season averages last night. So, hey, that's sports betting, baby. I don't hide away from the losses. Some of the picks ended up stinking, and two of mine last night certainly did. So, hey, I can't win them all. In fact, it's hard to win 50% of them. 53.5% is in fact the goal to get profitable, and that's and even if you hit that, you're still losing. 47% of the bets that you give out. So I apologize, Rich. Let's get back to our winning ways tonight. Donovan, you got one more NBA play for tonight.
Yeah, so I'm taking the Mavericks. Overall in the game, I'm taking the Mavericks -8 against the Pistons. Dallas has really, really struggled against the spread this season, but I'm going against that tonight just because Detroit is they're falling off a cliff. Their main two sources of offense have been Cade Cunningham, and he's out indefinitely with a lower leg injury. I think it's a fracture in his shin that is keeping him out. And then their second guard, their first round draft pick this year, Jaden Ivey, he's also questionable for tonight's game. I'm not sure if he's going to play. Even if he does play, Dallas, they have Luka Doncic, and Luka Doncic is very much in the MVP conversation. He can make his team better. He can create open shots for everybody, and he can beat the Pistons by himself. He can go out and drop 40, and he can have a 40-point triple-double on any given night. And I think that Detroit just doesn't have enough talent to stay with Dallas. So I will take the Mavericks on the spread tonight to beat the lowly Pistons.
Double dipping on the Mavericks. You're going to take them first quarter -2.5 and full game -8 against the Pistons. I'm switching to college basketball here. And Rich, yes, I didn't mention my losses last night. I don't think I mentioned my wins, though, either. I hit on Indiana
Talk your
against
talk, Ian.
UNC, and also USC destroyed, who was it in that game last night? Stanford? I don't know. I went 2-2 in college basketball last night. So let's see if I can win another college basketball bet here. Utah +7 against Arizona. This is a game that I like Arizona. I've bet on them to win the national championship this year, but they might struggle in this game to at least run away with it. They are the best shooting team in the country so far this season, first in effective field goal percentage. But if there's any team in the Pac-12 that can slow down Arizona's offense a little bit, it's Utah. 18th in defensive efficiency, third in opponent effective field goal percentage. So they've played great defensively. We might not see Arizona shoot as well as they have so far this season. And also a big issue for Arizona is they've had turnover issues this year, which they kind of had last year too. And they need to fix it, or else it's going to come back to haunt them at some point, and it might come back to haunt them against a team that's as good defensively as Utah is. They rank 301st in turnovers per possession. Not good. Almost in the bottom 50 of the country in turnovers. So I'm certainly not brave enough to say Utah will win this game, but I think 7 points is a couple too many. I think Utah can keep it close to their defense. I will take Utah +7 against the Arizona Wildcats for my best college basketball bet for tonight.
Love to hear it.
All right, let's bring up the recap graphic if we have that ready. My NHL picks, I got over 6.5 between Golden Knights and Penguins. Kings -1.5 against the Coyotes, and then college basketball, Utah +7 against Arizona. Donovan, 3 plays for the Seoul NBA game tonight. Mavericks first quarter -2.5 against Pistons, over 16.5 for Spencer Dinwiddie points, and Mavericks -8 full game against the Pistons. Let's switch things over to soccer. We're going to talk about the two footballs. We're going to talk about football, and then we're going to talk about American football to close out the show, the Bills Patriots tonight. But let's start with soccer. The World Cup, crazy action today. There was about a 2-minute span when Spain and Germany were about to be eliminated, and it was going to be Japan and Costa Rica advancing. Costa Rica blew it. But it is Japan who has won the group. They're going to advance with Spain in that group. But let's talk about the early games that have been set for the knockout stage. We each have a best bet for the first slate of games. So why don't you start us off? What game, what bet are you looking at for the early knockout stage games?
Yeah, so I'm looking to the England-Senegal match. I'm looking at the over 2.5 goals, +138. And I really like this bet a lot. The over has hit, or I guess over 2.5 has hit in each of the last two Senegal matches. And while England is rightfully the favorite, Senegal can play. And even though that they lost 2-0 to the Netherlands in their opener, that game was close for a majority of the game. It opened up at the end. The Netherlands got a goal in like the 80-something minute, and then they got one in stoppage time. But Senegal is a good team, and they're here to surprise. They were one of my dark horses to make it out of group play. And so I think that they can bring a fight to England, and they can bring a couple goals. And then we've already seen this England team be able to score a lot. They scored 6 goals against Iran. They scored 3 goals against Wales. And so I think this game is going to be a little bit open. And even if it just ends 2-1 England, we're still hitting the over. So we don't have to have some crazy 4-2 game. We just need England to kind of show up, Senegal to not roll over. And I think that both of those things will happen.
Yes, I like that bet quite a bit. I might even take Senegal on the money line there. England loves to choke on the world stage, so might be worth a little sprinkle. To take Senegal right now to win, or to advance, I guess, so just win no matter what, if it goes to extra time or not. +350 might be worth a little sprinkle there. My best bet for the first slate of games is on a Saturday game, Argentina and Australia. I wouldn't take Argentina to just win because you're laying -2,000 juice. So probably not the way to go. But I think the way to go in that game is Argentina team total over 2.5 +115. Bit of a high number for a team total. But listen to this. This was tweeted out by who has been a great follow. If you're on Twitter at all, I'm sure you've seen his tweets get retweeted. His or her. I mean, I don't know who runs the account, to be fair. I don't want to set a gender on this person, but at XG Philosophy. Which tweets out the expected goals in each game. Tweeted this out yesterday that despite advancing to the knockout stage, Australia was allowing the most, or had the most expected goals against of the World Cup group stage. at 5.97. Now, to be fair, I think since today, I think Costa Rica surpassed them because they had a pretty high expected goals allowed. But my point is Australia, even though they've advanced, have not been good defensively whatsoever. They've gotten some luck in their own end. And Argentina has had the opposite, whereas they have not scored as much as they could have. 6.39 expected goals so far this tournament. So we might have, in the knockout stage, the best offense against the worst defense. I think Argentina might fill the net against Australia in the first round. So I'll take over team total over 2.5 for a little plus money play for Argentina. Kind of a way that you can get plus money on a big favorite.
I like that pick a lot. Australia, they've lost a possession game in each one of their group stage matches.
Yes.
If Argentina can kind of replicate that, put a lot of pressure, keep the ball in Australia's half of the field, they're going to get the shots on goal. So I like this a lot.
Now, obviously, the only issue is if Argentina gets up 2 goals, they might just park the bus and not even try to score again. So that's always the trick if you're taking a high number on a team total. But that's the way I'm going to go. I think they might fill the net against Australia. So Argentina team total over 2.5. I did see the odds were just released for the matchups that were settled today. Croatia minus 182 against Japan. I think that's going to be a great game, and I actually think I might take Japan in that matchup. Morocco plus 330 against Spain. Morocco, I've obviously watched because they're in Canada's group. They've been impressive so far through the group stage. I think we might see some upsets in the first knockout round.
Maybe. I actually would kind of take Spain on the spread against Morocco. Listen, they've played well, but I think Spain just has another level that they can get into. And as for Croatia, they might be the one that are in trouble. I think Japan has shown the ability to really push a lot of teams. So Croatia, even against a Belgian team today that has kind of struggled all group stage, they weren't able to score today. So if they have trouble with their offense, Japan is 100% going to be able to upset them.
And it seems like Japan has been great defensively. It seems like they take advantage of the few chances they get offensively, score, and then they've done a great job of preventing teams to come back against them. So I think Japan will be an interesting watch. Got to get your thoughts, obviously, on the United States against Netherlands. Right now, if you're just looking at what team will advance, Netherlands minus 235, USA plus 188. Do the Americans have a chance against the Dutch?
They have a chance. I do think, though, if you are going to bet on Team USA, obviously they're the underdog, so you can just get that value. If you want to get even more value, get them in extra time. I think a problem with Team USA has been their stamina, but they've been able to keep a lot of teams down. And so if Christian Pulisic, if he's not able to go, you're gonna see them kind of play this really defensive style and try to just like absorb pressure and try to counterattack. And that might not get them a goal in regular time. They might have to get one in extra time. So if you want to sprinkle and try to get a little bit more, bang for your buck, maybe in extra time. But I think that the safest thing would just try to get the Netherlands to win. I think that's the safest one, because their stamina and with the U.S. stamina and the lack of Pulisic, if he doesn't play, those two things are very concerning for them.
I will say my complaint about, actually, let me really quick list this off because I'm looking at the odds on FanDuel. USA in extra time 17-1, or maybe even if you think they're just going to park the bus and play defensively. Obviously, if there's no winner after extra time, they go to pens. USA in penalties at 10-1. If they just want to park the bus and just try to take it to penalties, because once it goes to penalties, anyone can win.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, listen, between now and Saturday morning, there's gonna be a lot. Everybody's gonna be wondering if Christian is gonna be able to play. They're just gonna have to, the US, they're gonna have to get something out of their subs, because the subs, they played terribly in that final game against Iran, and they tried to give the game away. But I don't know. Listen, the US, they put a lot of pressure on England, and they put a lot of pressure on England. They were able to get a lot of shots on goal against Iran. The Netherlands haven't looked like they haven't looked like world beaters. So there is a way where the US, they come out and they just say, hey, we're just going to start firing, and we're going to be the ones that are super aggressive. We've seen plenty of times in this tournament already where teams have one possession, they've had more shots, but they've ended up losing the game because they haven't been aggressive at the right times. And Team USA and the men's national team, they might be able to do something like that.
My final thought on the World Cup, I'd like to, now that Canada's World Cup is officially over.
Who are you going for?
0-3. Great question. Argentina. I want to see Messi win.
Okay, nice.
I would like to lodge an official complaint though, and this is going to defend Canada for going 0-3.
Okay, what is it?
My complaint is that the who is in what group is decided on world rankings, which I think is a stupid way to do it because Canada won the CONCACAF qualifying, and then USA got a much better group because they were ranked higher in the world rankings. Canada was so low in the world rankings; it's going to take them years to get up to like a half decent ranking. But they won CONCACAF. They should have been a higher seed heading into this tournament.
Well, yeah, you can't just decide it off of one tournament. Anybody can get. You can't just decide it off of one tournament. You got your bid.
What's even the sense of coming first in qualifying then?
To get your chance to qualify.
That's stupid. Canada got screwed in the group that they were in.
No, they didn't. They
Fact.
were up.
Fact or fiction? Fact.
Fiction. Come on now. Come on.
If Canada and the US switched groups, Canada would have advanced. Canada wasn't going to tie against Wales. Canada would have beat Wales by 5 goals.
Canada dominated against Belgium and could not score. Then they got up on Croatia and let Croatia get goal after goal after goal. And then today they mellowed in and Morocco was able to put goals on them. Their defense was not good. They were not able to take advantage of their chances. And you can't say that they didn't have chances. And so that is all Canada's fault. But shout out to you guys for scoring a goal this time in the World Cup.
That's true.
Hopefully you guys can meet us in the knockout stage next time. We'll be waiting for you.
That was, to be fair, that was my goal for Canada, was to score. So they did score 2 goals in the World Cup. That is an improvement from our last appearance. Next time we need to not go 0-3. If we can get a draw next time. And let's say, or maybe even a win next time, that'd be nice. I will say, final food for thought, the final international game before the World Cup, and it took place on November 17th, so only about 3-4 days before the World Cup started. Canada defeated Japan 2-1, and Japan went on to win their group. Just food for thought.
When it doesn't matter, Canada showed up. Love to hear it.
All right, let's switch over. Let's finish off the show with the other football, American football. We got the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots tonight, Thursday Night Football. The first game of week 13. Well past week 3. I can't believe it is week 13 already. I'm afraid, I have a feeling that all 3 of us are on the same side tonight.
Yes.
So that makes me a little bit nervous, but why don't you start us off? What's your play?
I'm taking the Bills minus 3.5. I think they're dog walking New England tonight. This line started off with the Bills being 5.5 point favorites. I would still play that line tonight. And if you can get an alternate spread and still take the Bills up to a touchdown, I would take it. I just don't trust Mac Jones. The Bills, they have Tre'Davious White back. That defense is getting a little bit better. Josh Allen, he looked 100% healthy against the Lions. He was able to run, which he did not do it in the game against the Browns. So now that his dual threatness has been unlocked again, I think that they can go into New England and put up points on them.
All right, I'm with you. We are both on Bills minus 3.5. I got it at actually minus 4.5 early in the week, so I got a bad line. It's moved the opposite direction, which makes me nervous because that tells me the sharps, the pro bettors, are on the Patriots. But hey, they're not right all the time. Sometimes the public side is the right side, and the Bills certainly the public side tonight because the community is on it as well. The community pick is in also on Bills minus 3.5. I was opposite community last night between Indiana and UNC. Community was on UNC. Myself and Ben were both on Indiana. Indiana did win and cover. So let's get back on the winning side of things, community. Good to know that we're on the same side tonight. But yeah, I think the Bills are being a little bit underrated because they haven't quite looked as dominant in recent weeks as they did at the start of the year, but they're still statistically 3rd in net yards per play. They are still statistically a very good team. The Patriots, who they've struggled against good defenses all year. They've only played 3 games against defenses that rank in the top 10 in opponent yards per play, twice against the Jets, and once against the Colts. And in those 3 games, they averaged around 260 yards of total offense. So just a complete shit show when they played against good defenses. Now, obviously, they play the 4th game against a team who ranks in the top 10 in the opponent yards per play, and that is the Buffalo Bills. So I will take the Bills to win with margin. Before we went live, Donovan, I gave you my score prediction. What was it? I said, I think 24-13.
Yes.
I think is what I said.
Yes. That's what you said. I went a little bit, I guess, bolder. I'm going 31-10.
Ooh, I'm going blowout.
I'm telling you, I think that they dog walked them today. I'm going 31-10 Buffalo.
They did beat them pretty easily in the second 2 times they played last year. Because remember, the first game was that crazy weather game, and the Patriots just threw the ball like I think 3 or 4 times all game and just ran. Yeah. But then the Bills got their revenge, both in the second game of the regular season and the playoff game was just a complete blowout. So we'll see how it goes tonight. A little AFC East action to kick off week 13. But that is our show. Thank you all so much for watching. Give the video a like, why don't you? And subscribe to the channel. Be sure to check out the early read. Reed Wallach earlier in the week, as he always does on Tuesdays, gave out his best bets for championship weekend for college football. And Reed will be back on the show tomorrow with you, Donovan, at 4 p.m. Eastern. You guys are an hour earlier on Fridays. Any closing thoughts, Donovan?
Listen, go USA. Let's get it done. Let's get it done.
I can't say I'm rooting for USA, unfortunately. I can't do it.
It's okay.
Even though I live here, I can't do it.
It's us against the world. That's what we need.
All right. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. Gamble or bless. Good luck with your bets tonight. And I will see you next week, I suppose. Daisy, any final thoughts?
She knew that the end was coming, and she said I had to get one more.
Yeah.
Love that.
Any oh no, she ran away. All right. She's gone. I'm gone. We're all gone. Good luck tonight. Talk to you later.